Greetings to another video. Today's going to be my endurance setup. First little caveat is this is going to change depending on the time of year that I'm riding, obviously how far the endurance ride is. This particular setup was for a 300k ride, a really hilly 300k ride, and in really cold temperatures. I'm going to do it in sections, so I'm going to do clothing, tech, and actual bags that I actually took to carry all this stuff. So let's go on to the clothing. So I set off, I had Shimano winter boots, I had Cafe de Cycliste tights, which have got pockets there, the Audax version. They are the best tights I've ever used. Get onto the base layer, because I wore this. This is the best base layer I've ever tried. It is amazing. It's the Rafa, I don't even know which one it's called, but it's like waffly on the inside. It looks really thin. Oh, but my gosh, is it warm and toasty, and it's got a buff and it's just amazing. But that kept coming on and off because it was so, it is very warm. So basically I had 4 layers. So that's the base layer. Jersey that I wore, the Cafe de Cycliste Audax, it's a hoodie, because I don't want to take a hat, but if it does get really cold, I can put the hood up. And the reason that I love, and this is not sponsored, I have worked with Cafe de Cycliste in the past, but I love their Audax ranges because look at that pocket. And that is, and a lot of you asked me how I carried like the extra layers when I took them off, and that is how. They've got 3 pockets there, and then just like a massive pocket, which is where I put like my jacket and the base layer. Amazing, lovely and warm, really soft, just really nice. Another layer that I didn't actually wear, shake dry in case it rains. This shake dry comes on every single ride that I go on because it's just so small, it's so light, and it acts as like another really warm layer. Gloves, I took 2 pairs of gloves. I took these Cafe de Cycliste Audax ones because they're really good because they've got the reflective, so in the dark people can see you. And then I took, I don't know where the other one is, I have brought it back, and these are just like some really old Endura, I think they're Endura, or yeah, I think they're Endura, just little thin spring gloves. So they're the 2 that I wore. And then you'll see that I wear this on all my long rides. The Patagonia Micro Puff hoodie. The Micro Puff hoodie is the smallest, warmest, packs down really small, and it is just like a little sleeping bag if you are really cold. I love this jacket. Ideally, get an older version. I don't think the newer ones are as good because I've got a new version. I don't feel like it's as soft or packs down as well, so I prefer the older one. And then finally we got the glasses, because I guess this is clothing, kind of. These, I don't think these particularly look that nice or like fancy, but they're my favorite pair. They're Oakley, I think they're EV radars, but they are so light. They're photochromic, so that in the dark they go clear, and when it's sunny they'll go darker. They're just, I look ridiculous, but they're just so good. They're so light, you don't even feel like you've got them on. I love them. Now let's get on to, I guess, the repairs, the toolkit. This was on the front of my bars, but I do have to change it over when it gets dark, so I've got the light on the front, so that had to go in the saddlebag, but I'll get onto the bags in a minute. So this was on the front. Things that I take are Race Rocket Toe Peak, my favourite little light pump, really good. I took 2 tubes, oh my gosh, look how messy that is. I took 2 tubes. I took my favourite Toe Peak. This is called the Hexus. Really good. It's quite heavy, but it's got everything that you need. Chain breaker, these are the best also tie levers that I've ever used. God, I can't even get that off. Really good tie levers. So that's that. I took, this is another little tip. I take these little plastic, I do reuse them because I know they're not great for the environment. The little gloves, they are so good in case you have like a mechanical and you don't want to get your hands dirty. But the main reason I take them is if it's really cold, I get really cold hands. Those, under those other gloves, make your hands just sweat and keep warm. So I take them as like a insurance for cold hands. I took some tissue just because, look at the state of it. Took a little bit of tissue because you never know when you might need to have a little toilet stop along the way, or I do get a very runny nose, so that was for that. And then my little repair kit, which has got my mech hanger, always take the mech hanger, 2 lots of chain, what are they called? Speed links, in case the chain snaps, glue, patches, and then I've also got 2 little lots of 1 paracetamol, 1 ibuprofen. That's what I always take with me for that. Oh, also on the front pocket, I did have electrolytes in the front as well, but I use them. And this is like a little tiny, I haven't got this, I like it a lot. A little hand sanitizer, because if you're out and you're grubby and you eat something, I just really like having that, and it's flat, so it just goes in there. Right, let's go on to the bag. So you've seen the Rafa front bag. Then I also have the Apidura race pack, which is 5 litres. And that has like some of the other bits, and I also took food, so there was food in there. And then the other one is the, I think it's Deuter, I don't know. Not very good. I actually don't like this, but I only have it for just having dates, so having access to food, because that is the most important thing on long rides, is eating regularly. On like a club ride, I wouldn't take that, but on a long thing like that, I'm so regimented with my eating. So I have an alert on my Garmin, which I'll show you in a second. Every 30 minutes it reminds me to have something to eat, so I'm just like having a date every 30 minutes. I will do a separate video if you want on like a nutrition endurance thing, because I feel like that's like a thing in itself, but basically that's what I do. I eat every 30 minutes. But if it was a really sunny ride, I didn't need to take all this stuff. I would probably just take the top tube bag and the front bag, and just have my rain jacket in my pocket. Don't necessarily need to have that, but because I knew I was going to be cold and I needed to take extra stuff, then I took that bag. And the thing that I would say on endurance rides is take more bag space than you think you're going to need, because you can also carry food, you can carry water, you can carry a smoothie in there if you want to. I just like having extra space, I think. And then finally the tech, which is like Garmin lights, stuff like that. So I have the Garmin Edge 1040 Solar, which is incredible. It's got a really nice big screen. The battery on it, I think it was at 100% when I set off, and I think it was like 80% when I got back, and that's like 15 hours of riding. It is phenomenal. It's just really nice big screens. You can just scroll through. There's just Climb Pro on there. I've talked about this. You're just gonna be like so bored of me talking about it, but Climb Pro is just incredible to have on such a hilly route, so I know how to pace really well. I've also got underneath that currently the Exposure Strada. That is connected with a Garmin mount, which I think is meant for like a light, but you can attach like a GoPro mount to it, and it just works perfectly with the Exposure light. I think it's actually for a Garmin light as well, but it does work with the Exposure one. So the light on there is Exposure Strada. It is a big beast. It is phenomenal for battery life. It's quite heavy because it's got such a big battery in it, but that has got, I can't remember how many hours, I'll put it on screen now. It just lasts so long, and you've got different buttons on there. I will also do a separate lights video to show you how long is left, so you're never going to be left like in the dark, because that is the biggest fear when you do an endurance ride, is that you don't know how long you've got left on the battery. That tells you minutes wise like how long the battery's got left. You can change the settings to adjust how much time you need. So that was the main light that I had, and then I had also a small Exposure Boost, which is just like a small one, but it is so bright. It's unbelievably good. To say how small and light it is, the light on it was phenomenal. And then on the rear, I always take 2, I would always recommend taking 2 rear lights. So I have the Exposure Blaze, and then I have on the seat stay, I have the Exposure Trace R, which is really small, really powerful. Also take 2 GoPros, so that one's the 10, that one goes on the front, so if I'm climbing or descending, and that one's the one that I hold and just be like, hello. So yeah, that's the 11. And then a little charging pack just for my phone. This is just a little Anchor small charger, very good, very small, compact. And then finally, the bike. I didn't even mention the bike. The bike is the Winspace SLC 2.0, which stands for Super Light Climber, so it was really good on the climbs, but I will do a longer video of my review of it because I've had it coming up on a year, so I feel like I've had plenty of time to ride it and give you my full opinion on what it's good for, maybe what it's not so good for. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions or anything you want me to talk about endurance-wise, leave it in the comments. I really want to be able to help you if you are wanting to go further, wanting to ride longer, do more of these endurance events, because I feel like if you can ride 100k, you can 100% ride 300k. And yeah, I want to be able to help you be able to achieve those goals. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next video.